Scholars, welcome back to the Counselor's Office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, and we are again live. We are recording back to back, live, which is crazy. That I haven't been doing that consistently, but we'll see how things pan out. Yes, we're gonna see how things pan out. Nothing fancy for you today, but we're jumping straight into the topic. We're talking about Marathon. First off, we're just kind of jumping in to some housekeeping news. Paul Dassi had mentioned this. It's great to see D2 numbers are still pretty high, but depressing when you remember there's nothing coming to ever make that line go up. Yeah, Destiny's been doing really well and being pretty steady for the most part, considering there's nothing coming out. But that's it. I mean, Destiny's in its best state it's ever been, and it's the only state it will remain and may forever be, because we may not. I would highly doubt at this point get a new Destiny game. I would be very surprised unless it was made by someone else. I'm negative Nelly. Sorry, not sorry. But this post was deleted, and I believe the reason this person deleted their post is because they were bullied by Marabots. But this is what Paul had to say. Marathon is dead, yeah, but it doesn't really work like that, unfortunately. Even moving everyone over, production costs on D2 remain super high, so they won't do it. I feel like the opening of your tweet is going to make a lot of Marathon accounts very angry. I mean, there's just no getting around it now. I don't see a path toward any sort of meaningful recovery. So let's see how people are reacting to this. Old Craig! We got old Craig. Marathon is dead. Yet I played early this morning, and mid-season update is next week. Riddle me that, Tassie. You've got to know that this person is so disingenuous that you know what he meant by the standards. In order for a game to really be alive, you actually have to, have some blood pumping through it. And Marathon it's literally bloodletting. If you look at the population and even Twitch views, Marathon is bloodletting. It's not thriving. It's maybe dragging its corpse across. It's a zombie. It's undead. It's not dead, but it's definitely not alive. Wait, did he? Why does he look like Scarrow? He changed his bio. Holy shit, it said former analyst. Now he changed it to gaming analyst. He got tired of being called out as a failed analyst, that he has to lie that he's an analyst. Okay, where's your current job credentials, please? Papers, please. Where's the current job credentials? That's so funny. Oh, and then we got this guy that finally blocked, or did he mute? Did he mute? Oh, he muted. Oh no. This is another Marabot. You got Old Craig, you got Vessel of Talsetti, you got Marathon GG. There's a bunch of these bot accounts. Are we changing what dead game means? It means end of service. No, it doesn't. End of service. That's not what dead game means. Dead game is when there's literally there's nothing going on for it. And you could argue and say that there is something. No, the gaming community sees this as a dead game. They have no desire. And I'm going to be really interested to see how the PvE stuff comes out, because let's be honest, if that doesn't turn heads, this game is you might as well put it in the ground. Marathon is still being supported. It's being supported, but it's not being supported by the market. There's a difference. The developers can support it all at once and, try to give it, try to keep it alive, give it mouth to mouth, whatever you want to do. But the game market's saying no, and it's a financial failure. But this conversation and dooming over a game that isn't really being given its proper flowers will just further drive people away from properly giving it a try. It will lead to the death of the game. No. You don't realize that everyone sees that this game is dead. You are still through the stages of grief, because the only flowers that will be given to Marathon is when it's being buried. When everyone, gives it the funeral flowers, that's when it will get its proper flowers. And I like this. I love that this would further drive people from trying it. No. You are assuming that people posting and talking about Marathon being dead is going to, trick or deceive or cause people to think this game is dead. People have already came to that conclusion. You're just deluding yourself. You're desperately trying to push this narrative that it isn't a dead game already, but people are going to not support it with this kind of dialogue. But the reality is, consumers, especially video game consumers, not all of them, because there's moments where video game consumers are stupid. The Marathon community is one of them. But most people in general are intelligent enough to come up to their own conclusion, look at a product and say, I like that, I don't like that. And no matter how much you try to desperately convince people, telling people, especially from this community that desperately tries to, attack criticism, genuine criticism. I'm saying there's people in their own community that literally are vitriolic to their own kind. And it forces those people to leave. Like, you have more issues with your own community than people on Twitter. Let's just be honest here. If anyone's going to drive away people, it's going to be your own community. But telling people that they're wrong, telling people that they're the problem, you're never going to convince people to play your game that way. No one's arguing or disagreeing that numbers are bad. They are, but it does nothing if no solutions are being poised by you or others to bring the people. No, see, here's the problem. It's not the consumer's responsibility to tell developers how to do their job. If you have consumers that are criticizing and saying, hey, you need to do this, then they are not doing their job correctly. You are not meeting the demands of the market. That was one of the biggest problems with Bungie with Destiny, is that people were, criticizing them, and Bungie wasn't listening in the first place. But the fact that in the first place, they didn't understand who their community was. They didn't understand who the market was. And they tried to cast a net with a portal and all that shit to try to get fishes in a different pond that they never got. If you have to rely on your consumers to tell you how to fix something, you are already fucking up. Tassie just being the I told you guy, he thinks it gives him gravitas. Outside, don't forget Marathon Season 3 comes out the week every triple title being released this September. Yeah, that's not that. Marathon is pretty much going to be buried. Nothing about Marathon is going to save it with all the good titles coming out so close. Marathon, that one guy, Marathon could have had potential. It wasn't a terrible game. No one wants to engage with the community. The hate was funny, but it feels like people already moved on. Yeah, at this point, at this point, most people, like including myself, are mostly reacting to the desperation and it's like watching clowns at a circus. You're not laughing at the circus itself. You're laughing at the clowns in the circus. Like, the game itself, like, nothing I say is going to change the opinions of people. The market has already made its decision. I'm not adding to anything. I'm just reacting and bringing entertainment and the fact that we can all laugh at the clowns together. Yes, I'm limiting comments. No, I'm not going to argue with people who are already not interested in the game or want to see it deliberately fail. Play what you want. And again, this is the thing. When you have to lock you say things and then you lock your comments. Like, I lock it immediately when I say something that I know is going to piss people off, because it's funny as fuck to see them get triggered and repost what I say. But you do it in response to people, calling you out. That, I mean, you can't even have a backbone to stand on business. What the fuck is this guy talking about? So please stop reporting it, stop mentioning it, stop including images from it in pieces where it literally is not even mentioned. Again, this is what's funny. People like this need constant validation, and they hate this what they cannot stop hate watching. In fact, you look at the comments. We're gonna have comments on this video where people are getting triggered by the video. That, and it's like, I'm sorry, you are hate watching. You're stupid. I do not watch unless I'm reacting to a clip of something. I don't go out of my way to specifically watch someone's video in the attempt to hate on them. I just don't. That's why most of my videos are usually clips or Twitter posts. But I don't go to watch someone stream or YouTube just so I can hate on them. Like, it's weird. It's mentally disturbing. Like, you might as well just take a baseball bat and beat the shit out of your own dick with it. That's because it's just really unhinged behavior. Like, it's weird. Stop hate watching. What's up, Alice? And I know some people like come back and report things to me because you got some people like the Take Craig, for example. I saw the video where he joined the live and called everyone bots. I feel sorry for him. Oh yeah. Remember, old Greg came on and said everyone was bots, and he got triggered, even though he didn't even know. He himself admitted that he was stupid for the comment he made on Twitter. So it's like you're getting triggered, even though you yourself called yourself, essentially stupid, that you were wrong. Anyways, that's why you can't take these people seriously. Also, the fact that old Craig changed from former analyst to now he's an analyst. You can't trust these people. These people are all bots. All these people are, especially these three, Vel, Ginarco, Craig. I cannot wait when Marathon actually dies, because then they will have to go somewhere else. They will disappear. They'll become irrelevant. They will go and, they'll probably become what High Guard Reddit is right now. If you see High Guard, it's nothing but Marathon hate. These accounts become nothing but hate accounts for other games, because that's how salty they'll be for the rest of their existence. That once Marathon's gone, their entire personality will go away. And I'm here for it. I'm waiting for it. But we got news. Marathon is getting full PvE mode during season 3, which is September 22. Can't wait for it to get buried by other AAA titles. Woo! I've already seen the usual idiots say too late, as if a good PvE mode in attraction is something you can pull out of thin air. Yes, you can. It's called a good release. Imagine Marathon releasing now with mid-season update being the first season. Tell me one attraction shooter with a PvE mode on release. I want to say Arc Raiders, because technically it's true. Technically, if you don't engage with PvP, it puts you in a more PvE focused lobby. So technically Arc Raiders did do it. Just not in the traditional PvE. Who says not? Marathon is very simple compared to most attraction shooters, so it's easy to pivot. Yeah, sure, bro. I love the arguments. These people never have intellectually smart rebuttals. It's just, yeah, sure, bro. Yeah. I honestly don't think there's anything Bungie Sony could do to get the interest of new players. Not because the game is bad, but because the way they treated the Destiny community. The trust and respect Bungie had from Halo to Destiny doesn't even come close from Destiny to Marathon. Should have kept the trust. Shouldn't have been greedy. Shouldn't have stolen art to begin with. Should have released at 2025 timeline post Final Shape. Should have announced a D3. Had they done all that, both franchises would be booming. I'm going to say something now. I'm going to tell you now. If they had released in 2024 in the state that the game was, it would actually been Concord. It would have. Marathon would have been Concord if it had released during its time, 2025. Now, if they had met expectations and timelines and everything worked like butter, then yeah, they should have released in 24. It might have been, it would have been a better position. Possibly, especially getting ahead of all the negativity. Though I still think there was a lot of distrust in the wake of the layoffs. The Final Shape brought back people to finish it off, and afterward, it skydived downward. That's my thoughts. Other news, Joshua Dwan is now serving as Marathon's general manager. The former Bungie head of publishing will oversee Marathon's product direction, team org, and player health. You know, when they have to, they're having multiple people leave. They're having to, you know, they had layoffs as well for Marathon. They have to do constant shuffling. It's never a good sign, man. It's never a good sign for all the stuff that's going on. We already covered that. All right. I don't know how long this is, but we're going to see Paul Tassi's thoughts on PvE. I know we went through all that just to get baited by a Paul Tassi video. I know King is in the chat right now, and he's like, damn it. He has what he calls Tassi fatigue. Well, guess what, King? It's Tassi time. I need to make an intro just for this Tassi time, but we're going to do a little faster. It's a 13-minute video, so surely I don't take too damn long. I can't promise anything.
All right, I'm back with a Marathon video. We have a TWIM this week in Marathon.
Wait, is he really just reacting to this? I could just read this myself. Never mind, it's not Tassi time. Paul Tassi, god dang it. I could literally just Google it myself. Never mind. You got baited. You thought I baited you, but then I reverse baited you. We're just going to read the article because it's Paul Tassi's just reading it. I'm like, okay, I can just read it myself. So we have mid-season 2 update. This is the Vault Breaker, more like break in emergency cases. That's what it's really called. It's called break in case of emergency for survival. Vault Breaker utilizes hit and run tactics to master the secrets of Marathon Cryo Archive. They travel light and target the archive's many vaults in search of valuable loot and deeper access throughout the deck, which is funny because the valuable loot gets taken away from you when you leave. You don't get to keep anything you get there. You're supposed to get points that then you can use to buy stuff, but I still don't think it's going to translate well for people who just want PvE. Vault Breaker Strategic Deployment Challenge, the UC's jurisdiction aboard the Marathon, applying constant pressure to defend the zone against runner incursions. They strike during quiet moments, while revival crews are focused on Tau Ceti V to keep the USC off guard and to maneuver with more focus, free of the chaos of a contested zone. When update 1.1.5 arrives on July 21st, the Vault Breaker mode will open its doors and send runners into Cryo Archive for Marathon's first experimental PvE mode. By the way, I want to keep saying this. Everything that they do that's experimental screams early access. This is not a full release game. This is a game that's still in early access. They're not calling it early access, but it's an early access game. I've never seen a full release game have to release constant experiments. I'm sorry, and completely alter and change its complete design to try to get more people to play. This is what we call early access. You are doing beta testing. You can jump into straight away, whether you're running solo, as a duo, or full trio, and that's true regardless of your runner level. Vault Breaker offers a roguelite PvE experience inside Cryo Archive, where it'll take on progressively tougher vaults across multiple runs. Crazy. Last I checked, extract shooters aren't supposed to be roguelite. That screams, guys, we know we shat on Destiny, but here, please play our Destiny roguelike, PvE map, please. I know it's only one mode, and once you do it one time, you've effectively done the thing, and there's probably no fucking reason to keep repeating it over and over again because the experience is the same damn thing. Because it's intended for PvP, which is what makes it different. Where you'll take on progressively tougher vaults across multiple runs. You'll acquire vault data to upgrade your special sponsored kit, more details below, or spend that progress on gear in the new Vault Breaker armory that features weapons, items, and more that you can bring back to your other adventures across Tau Ceti. It's great because people that hate PvP love playing something PvE that they can't keep then they have to use the points or whatever to then buy kits for PvP, which they don't want to play. All items, gear found in run are restricted from exfil except event currency and rewards that will be available during the event period. By the way, this is an event. This is not staying. Like, just make this clear. This is extraction shooters not selling Marathon. Now they're grabbing any genre they can. Yes, they're doing, BR lights. Then they're trying to do roguelike. And I keep seeing people, especially in the Marathon community, these Marabots, like, yeah, all they got to do is expand the different modes. So we went from Marathon is a hardcore extract shooter, that's all it needs to be, to now we have to try to expand and become the jack of all trades in order to see any success whatsoever. It's so crazy. That just goes to show that no one fucking asked for this. And the fact that now you have to completely change and alter the design of Marathon, the game, in order to capture other fishes in a pond that doesn't exist, shows that you fucked up. Marathon was a failure. The release was a failure. It is a failed game. If you have to change your entire game, your genre, to fit the needs and desires of people that may not even exist, you have made a failed product. And what's funny is all these people were defending the hardcore aspect about Marathon and how, this is not a game for PvE players. This isn't go play Destiny. And now, not only are they making changes akin to Arc Raiders, which people got made fun of and say, go play Arc Raiders, little Timmy. Well, now people in Tarkov are like, you don't like Tarkov because it's hardcore. Go play Marathon, it's for the little Timmies. Marathon is literally for Timmies now. All the hardcore aspects is being ripped out of the dead corpse of this game. And it is fascinating to see them just desperately trying to do surgery on it. Vault Breaker is a very first experimental PvE mode. We're excited for you to all jump in and check it out, and we can't wait to gather up all your feedback and data as we continue towards our full PvE mode arriving in Season 3. Vault Breaker begins, yada yada. Vault Breaker. The update also brings changes to the Armory tab, including new Vault Breaker options under the events section. Each run, you'll earn Vault Data, a special event currency that can be spent in the Vault Breaker Armory to upgrade special sponsor kits for stronger PvE runs. So you're earning currency then you can use to upgrade to do better in the PvE runs. Wow. Armor offers. The armory features a variety of gears, including daily rotating deluxe weapons, cryo key templates, prestige weapons, and more. It's worth noting that some pinnacle rewards stock will remain fixed in number throughout the full event. Here's a quick look at how the weekly rotation breaks down. Weekly offers. Tier 1 Vault Data will have limited weekly stock depending on the item with 3 times. Tier 2 will include higher tier rewards with 1-time limited stock per week. Limited offer. Prestige gear will be available and you can grab one of each during the event. Grab them while you can. Notice purchases made from the weekly and limited offers apply only to standard Marathon activities. Only kit upgrades will alter your loadout in Vault Breaker. So weird, dude. So freaking weird. I work a crappy cashier job, working from 9 hours, suffering from potential of severe clinical depression and scraping by barely. Still less miserable than these people. Oh, shit. Damn. Damn that one guy. Alice, Extract Shooter are not selling for Marathon. Now they're grabbing in genre. We already read that. Roblox Marathon would have been better potential than Marathon at this point. Marathon players don't play Marathon if you can't handle PvP aspect. Marathon players, why aren't you guys playing Marathon? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Unique sponsor kit and upgrades. To access Vault Breaker, you'll need to equip the free special sponsor kit found in the Vault Breaker Armory tab under the events section. The sponsor kit won't be in its final form when you first grab it. At first, the kit is its weakest, offering only a standard weapon along with a small amount of equipment and consumables as you earn Vault Data. So they throw you in with shitty gear And instead of just, you're not probably going to be able to like instantly go to the compiler. They want you to slowly upgrade your shit. They want you to put your dick through a shitty blender to then upgrade yourself to then be able to do the compiler. So that's how they're making the mode. It's not about the mode being interesting. It's like, hey, you're getting shit that you have to keep banging your head against until you upgrade your stuff, and then you'll eventually break through. Ah, cool. Crews and queues. Looking to test yourself against dangers of cryo? We've got a solo queue waiting for you. It's you against the USC. You're unfortunately on their turf. Want to bring some backup or learn cryo alongside your friends? As always, worry not. We'll have duos and trios, both the match-made and pre-made crews. And to commemorate your time with about the UESC marathon, as you try to break some vaults, there's unique codex challenges that will reward you with some cosmetics to show off your fellow runners. Oh, is it not? I was expecting like a pink dildo for that was okay. Yeah, that $20 pink dildo. Sandbox update changes. Don't give a shit. I know that they're nerfing, they're buffing the shotgun. They're nerfing the pulse rifle SMG, I think, and then they're making it to where you can only have 2 grenades. I saw that people were celebrating that. Honestly, it's crazy that it took this long to meet the needs of their, you know, their diminishing fan base. You would think they would have fixed this already, but hey, about the spicy handgun, it's safe to say the DF5 battle pistol made a wild impression in its Tau City debut. We're happy that people are enjoying the gun's feel and identity, but we're also aware that maybe it's a tad bit out of band. Here's the mid-season update balance changes to the battle pistol. Reduced precision multiplier from 1 point. Okay, so it's just getting nerfed. Good. I don't know why I said good. I don't care. 1 grenade for each hand. So yeah, they're just making it to where you only get 1 grenade. You get 2 grenades. That's it. You can't come in with more. No longer can you play John Halo in Marathon. Implants iconograph update. You know what's so funny? People like me criticize the UI and criticize how cluttery and how shitty the icons and everything. And the Marathon community did its damnedest to tell people that they're wrong. You're wrong for criticizing the UI. You're wrong for calling us out. And now here we are 3-4 months later, and it's actually being addressed. Holy shit. Isn't it crazy? It only takes the game being completely, almost dead for them to listen. Cradle evolution system. Ever since the cradle arrived, you've all been diving in headfirst, sacrificing a tremendous number of your exfil wares to the weave worms. To that end, we've gone around and reverted the 25% reduction cradle progress so you can continue to bolster your build crafting. Mid-season also brings the first iteration of the cradle evolution system. Upon maxing your cradle, you'll be able to reset back to 0 to earn 1 additional maximum energy point and unlock unique cosmetics, including multiple runs. So they're doing prestigious Call of Duty prestigious. Holy shit. Oh, they're doing Call of Duty prestigious. Okay. By the way, someone's going to say, well, Destiny did that with ranks. Yeah, they did that after Call of Duty did that. You see a trend. Bungie the company that used to be known for being different per Jason Jones, making their own games, now has to take all their ideas from other people because anything that's actually good is from other games. Stay cool out there. Yeah, well, I'm sure. We'll see what we cooked up. Well, it's definitely a marathon. It's not cooking. It's just cooked. Oh man, what an interesting situation. Man, I said a month ago that I'm going to enjoy the watching a marathon. And now that Destiny is dead and the Bungie team that's known for Destiny is gone and there's just pretty much no hope, I'm just here, I'm the guy sitting and watching the field burn. Let it burn, baby, let it burn. Some men just want to watch the world burn. People weren't impressed in Conclave and Warframe. Instead of doubling down on something people weren't happy about, DE focused on aspects of the community that did like it. Bungie did not do this. Yeah, I mean, that is 100%. Digital Extremes knows their audience. They know their community. They know the consumers. And they went where the fish were. Sony and Bungie went with the empty ponds. they deluded themselves, much like the Marathon community deludes themselves that this game is going to have more than 1 year or two, or I wouldn't even say 2, like 2.5. I fully expect this to get the Anthem treatment, where it will have end of service, just like Destiny and just like Marathon, and in a couple, it will exist for those that want it, and then eventually it'll shut its servers down like Anthem did. Mostly because at that point, I think Bungie will cease to exist as a studio. I truly, truly believe they will cease to exist as a studio. But I do feel like, I'm just curious. Anyone? Nope, no replies. I do feel like this is the most desperate I have seen a video game to try to convince people to play said video game. I want someone to find an example of a game that was completely royally hated on and completely changed or continued to alter and go into a complete different direction of what it was supposed to be. I mean, when you start becoming BR, you're doing like modes that are BR light, and you're doing roguelike encounters. Like, and I love that people continue to cite Rainbow Six. Yeah, the difference between Rainbow Six is, one, Ubisoft has multiple titles and IPs to lean on for cash. Bungie does not have that privilege, that luxury. And two, look at Ubisoft. They're literally in the negative. Like, they had to sell some of their IPs to survive, and they've had layoffs. So, like, I don't know if anyone who is intelligent would say, you know what, maybe we shouldn't use Ubisoft as an example, because it's not a good one. Because you can't, Ubisoft isn't thriving, they're surviving. Like, let's just look at it. Ubisoft shares. And it's up. Let's see. Let's look at Max. Oh yeah. Yeah, look at that. For it just skydiving down, baby. Holy shit. It's even worse than it was back in the day, like in 2009. Yeah, all time, it's down. It is literally, it's in the negatives. It's in the negatives. It's crazy to see these in the positives, though. Holy shit. But yeah, Ubisoft, a perfect example. Sony right now is $22 USD. Ubisoft is $6.6 USD. Yeah, I don't think that anyone who's intelligent would be using Ubisoft in their games as an example, because they're barely there, man. They're barely there. Siege also is a multi-IP before Siege. Well, that's the thing. They're comparing Siege because Rainbow Six is an IP that's existed for a while, and the argument is Siege is a departure from the normal version of games from that series. It's not what prototypically comes from the Rainbow Six series. But the problem with that is, yes, they were able to, build a following, but they also had the luxury of relying on other IPs to carry. Well, Bungie just ended the service of Destiny, so there is no other IP for them to rely on to work on Marathon. They are literally having to do what Ubisoft had to do for Rainbow Six, but they don't have the luxury, and Sony is not patient. If Ubisoft didn't have Tencent behind them, Ubisoft would be gone. Yes, they also do have Tencent covering their ass. Can I name these examples? Probably not. There's a few examples, as you said before. Name me examples of games that was dismissed from the beginning, then change it around or something like that. Yeah, I said that. Can I name the examples? Probably not. I mean, I just not you're not normally going to see that. But yeah, anyone that, remember, anytime you hear someone use Rainbow Six and Ubisoft as an example, you just send them this screenshot. Be like, are you sure about that, bro? Also, Ubisoft sells IPs to Tencent. Ubisoft did not sell its IPs outright to Tencent. Instead, Ubisoft formed a new subsidiary named Vantage Studios in late 2012, which is built around Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six franchises. Tencent invested $1.6 billion for a 26% economic interest in the subsidiary. So, but the fact is they are relying on Tencent. And by the way, they had to make a new subsidiary with Tencent, and it includes Rainbow Six franchises. Isn't that crazy how that works? And yeah. But the fact is you see the multiple titles, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry. There's multiple titles, multiple IPs. You know what Bungie has currently? Just Marathon. So again, always do your own research and use your own critical thinking. There's one thing I can encourage people to do is stop listening to bots on Twitter and come up with actually look at the information and come to your own intellectual conclusion. Critical think about it. As always, I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Huzzah!